Hi, I'm Tom from the Self-Publishing Formula, and in this video I'll be explaining how you can use storytelling to increase your readers' engagement in your non-fiction book. Keep watching. Storytelling is at the heart of advertising. It's all about allowing a consumer to imagine themselves in a situation where your product will make them better off or happier. And as a copywriter or a content writer, you often have to take dull or dry information and make it engaging. And there's no better way of making something engaging than by turning it into a narrative, because everyone wants to know how a story ends. Storytelling comes naturally to writers of fiction, but it might not be so obvious at all for those writing non-fiction. But it's something we've always done. We've always used storytelling to explain things. Back in the day, we wouldn't tell a child just not to lie, because they wouldn't listen to us. So we tell them a story about a child crying wolf too many times instead. And to explain why the sun rises and falls each day, we'd say that the god Helios drags it behind his chariot. An audience needs to be kept engaged, otherwise they'll stop paying attention. So you're writing a non-fiction book. Now what? Start off by introducing a relatable character. The more relatable a character and situation, the better. Your readers need to empathise, not just sympathise, but empathise with that character and situation. And if they can relate that situation to something in their own life, they're going to care about what happens to that character, because in a way, they care about what's happening to them. Let's take the example of a diet book, something that I am by no means an expert in. Instead of just presenting the reader with a whole load of tables and graphs about salt levels and nutritional information, why not show a man in a supermarket and describe him as he goes down the shelves, selecting different products and comparing the two, and revealing, much like the character might work out for themselves, that one product would actually be healthier than the other, despite what they may have thought beforehand. But why should you bother telling a story? I mean, they've already bought your book. And that's a good point, but there are still many reasons why you should tell a story. For one, we tend to remember emotionally charged events better than boring ones. It's why we remember all the fights that we had with our exes rather than the good times, or maybe that's just me. But our brains don't care what we remember and what we forget. It doesn't know what's important and what isn't. The only thing it keeps hold of are things that have contextual details or emotions attached to them. So why wouldn't you tell a story if your aim is to help teach people things and you want them to remember them? So that was our video on how to use storytelling to increase your readers' engagement. If you found it useful, please make sure to subscribe by pressing the button below and leave a comment about how you've used storytelling in your non-fiction book. Goodbye.